Hello, welcome, you guys. I'm so excited to see you here today. I am going to hop in. Hi, you guys. I'm so excited, ready for our live. I'm going to go ahead and hop in today. And as you guys join, if you have questions or anything like that, just let me know and I'll try to answer them. There's a bit of a delay in the live chat. So if I miss a comment or anything, just let me know. But I'm excited. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to go over 3 ways to protect your nervous system. All right, from overwhelm. So I know I used to have lots of problems with this. So what we're going to be going over today is micro-stressors and then 3 tips, tricks of how to actually protect and regulate your nervous system, and then how to know when to pause instead of powering through situations. Okay. So jumping in, basically when you get into overwhelm, what's going on is that your nervous system is fried, right? It's done. It's had enough. It's been overwhelmed, overstimulated, all the things, and it's really just fried. And this comes from life really just constantly coming at us, just constantly pounding on you, and just the exhaustion from constant overthinking, the anxiety, stress, all the things. Okay. So if you notice yourself snapping at people, crying for absolutely no reason whatsoever, or you're just on a constant go, just go, 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 constantly, just almost overwhelmingly just go, 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 like work, running the kids to sports, running everyone around, trying to get dinner made, stressing about the project at work and all the things. And that's what's going to cause this. So the thing that I want you to understand and know is that your nervous system is trying to protect you. Okay. All of these behaviors and the stress and the overwhelm, all of that is your nervous system saying stop. Okay. But we don't listen to it. We've all kind of gotten to a point where we just don't pay attention and we constantly power through. So hopefully through this today, you'll learn a little bit more about stopping and paying attention to your body. Okay. So talking about microstressors are really kind of the small stuff. Responding to texts, the constant little notification on your phone that there's things to respond to. There's emails, there's texts, there's social media posts, all of those little indicators, those are micro stress. All right. Constant social media, trying to stay up to date on things, having to do the dishes constantly, and then trying to multitask, trying to drive and answer kids' questions and get them a juice box, or trying to figure out what to dinner, and then somebody cuts you off on the road. That's micro stress. Traffic is huge because there's always just so much going on while we're on the road, right? Especially if we have our kids with us. So that's going to be the micro stressors that really get to you, and you don't even understand or realize that they're breaking you down. Okay. And really what happens is it all just kind of stacks. So it's like all of the notifications on your phone, social media, just being constantly active, and then the dishes, and then having to decide what's for dinner, and then multitasking because you also have to take care of the kids' homework, or now it's summer, so now you have to get them entertained all summer. Are they going to camp? Are they studying? Are they going to deal with the summer slide back? All of that. So that all just starts adding up. And then on top of it, traffic sucks. And so you throw that into there, and It's frustrating, and it all just stacks on. And if you think about it as like a weight on your shoulders, no wonder you're so exhausted, right? So your nervous system starts to operate in this heightened state of alert. And so you live in fight or flight, okay? And your nervous system almost forgets how to be calm. And so what happens is when at night you're trying to calm down and maybe you sit outside or on the porch or the deck or something, or you just kind of cuddle up on the couch and you just want to watch a show. And then within 5 minutes, you're back on your phone doing the things, and then you don't even remember what happened in the show. What happens is your body doesn't know how to calm itself anymore, okay? It doesn't know how to be calm. So it's searching for that conflict, okay? And because that's your new normal state. That's how you've learned to exist, is to stay in that fight or flight, okay? So I want to go ahead and hop into a few ways to protect your nervous system. So I want you to think of nervous system hygiene. Okay, we wash our hair, we take showers, we use deodorant, we do all these things to have good hygiene, but then we don't think about our nervous system, our internal body, our mind, and cleaning that out and refreshing. We don't really think about that. It's not something that we go, I need to have nervous system hygiene. So what I want you to do is just 2 minutes of a breathing exercise, okay? Um, you can look up different breathing exercises online. The one I do is I breathe in for 4 to 6 seconds through my mouth, hold for 4 to 6 seconds, and then I breathe out through my nose for 6 to 8 seconds. And you do that for about 2 minutes. And when you're breathing, when you are breathing, make sure you're breathing down into your belly. I know, you know, cultural norms, we don't want our belly to be big. We want a nice flat stomach. But the good breathing comes into your stomach, okay? It's calming, it's deep, it's not shallow like in your chest. It really fills your body with oxygen, and it oxygenates your blood and everything. So make sure that you're doing big, deep belly breaths, okay, when you do this. And when you breathe in through your mouth and out through your nose, you're actually creating a little bit of a disrupt because you're not used to doing that. Typically, if we breathe through our nose, it's in through our nose and then out through our mouth. So switching it just changes things up a little bit for you, and it causes a forced calm state. And so you start relearning that calmness and how to have it in your body again. And so some other things, stretching. If you're at work, just got off of a Zoom or something like that, Teams meeting at work, or anything, a rough phone call, stretch out, stretch your body, do that deep breathing while you stretch and move a little bit, and your body will thank you for it, okay? And then limit screen time. I know that this is a really hard one. For me, I've found that I do an hour and a half, 2 hours max of social media, and it's in the morning. And I haven't done it yet today. So, and usually it has to do with work for me, marketing and reaching out to clients and potential clients and different people and stuff. So that's about the only time that I spend on social media. To me, I'm very purposeful with my time on social media. I do not use it for a news source. I do not use it to communicate with people. I don't use it for hardly anything other than business. And if you can do that, if you can set a timer and this is my social media time, and then I'm done for the rest of the day, if you can do that, I guarantee you it will give you more peace of mind. All right, it'll calm your system a bit. because social media actually creates this instant gratification. It's just constant, so you need gratification again and again and again. And if you can break away from that, your body calms. It doesn't need the constant dopamine hit or anything like that. Okay, and you actually will learn to focus better if you can break away from your phone. So movement, going into movement, what it actually does is if you're moving, you move stress out of your body, which is really interesting to me because I always said you never find angry runners. How often do you find a cross country runner, a long distance runner, someone who does fun runs, who gets angry? It's not very often, and it's because they move all the stress out of their bodies. They get it all out on the run. They can, get it out with music and various techniques with breathing and the calmness that they get into while they're running. And so I'm not saying go out and start trying to become a marathoner or anything like that. Don't if running's not your thing, it's not your thing. That's totally fine. But you can walk, you can dance, you can, famous words of Taylor Swift, shake it off, shake, shake, shake it off. I think I just did Polaroid picture shake. I just did it wrong. It's okay. But any kind of movement is going to help, even if it's like waltzing through your house or skipping or jumping, whatever it is, it's going to move stress out. So when my girls don't want to pick up and clean, and it's frustrating as all get out, because just do it and then we'll be done. When they don't want to do it, I crank up music in the house. I'll put Siri on and crank the music up, and we dance pick up. And so not much picking up actually gets done from anyone other than me, but they move their bodies, and after a few minutes both of them are in better moods and they're happier. And so usually when I stop picking up and I'm like, all right, I'm done, they keep going and they want to do something different and they want to add to it and they want to build and do more and more and more. So that's just kind of the effect that movement can have on you. I know a lot of people, when they get into really bad anxiety and depression and stuff, it's hard to get yourself to move. And the thing is it doesn't have to be anything dynamic. It's not like you must go walk for an hour. It's just move your body. That's all it is. So if it's like sitting there and just shaking it out, you're gonna feel better when you're done. Just shake it out. Get everything just out. And you'll find you feel better. And so if you're stuck on that couch because you're exhausted and you're depressed and the anxiety is overwhelming and you're overthinking about the fact that you're not moving and you should be moving, but you're too exhausted to be moving, and you have that cyclical thought going on in your head, just shake, just roll around and just shake, just and then just relax. That's it. That's all you got to do. And the other thing I do with my girls is dance breaks. Randomly, if they're fighting or something, I'll put on music and I'll dance break. And it drives them crazy because they're like, I'm mad. I want to be mad. And I don't like that in the house. So I do a dance break. But those are some things you can do, is just movement. Just movement doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can get up and walk from your couch to the bathroom and then back, or maybe on your way from the couch to the bathroom, do some twirls or a little hop or a skip. Just change it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be anything intense. It doesn't have to be oh, I have to go to the gym now and spend 2 hours weightlifting and doing cardio and all the things. That's not what movement has to be. Okay. So then sensory grounding. Okay. So this is your third way to protect your nervous system, right? Sensory grounding is when you use your senses. Obviously, it's sensory. Well, anyways, you use your senses to calm. Okay. Use your other senses, because with this overwhelm, you're you're overthinking, your body is done, you're overthinking the fact that you're not doing anything, just all of the thoughts and the craziness, and I'm not a good mom, and I'm not this, and the sheer amount of thoughts that go through our head that are exhausting. And oh, I have to do the dishes, and I haven't put laundry away, and I've run the wash cycle 4 times because it's sat in there and I forgot about it. I I mean, I say all this stuff because I know what this is like. I have a routine now where after I work out in the morning, the first thing I do is when I go upstairs is I start coffee. I start a pot of coffee and I start a load of wash. And sometimes I'm good at getting 4 or 5 laundries done, or loads of laundry done in a day. And other days it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm like, well, crap. I totally forgot about that load in the wash. just I just want to get it to the dryer so it doesn't stink tomorrow. Just that's all I want to do. So no one's perfect, and don't think of what you may consider a failure because I didn't get the laundry done, or I didn't get the dishes done, or we had to eat fast food tonight, or something like that. Don't think of that as failure. Okay, it's it's just a day. It doesn't have to be this horrendous thing. Okay, so I kind of get into these little asides, but be nice to yourself. If you were your best friend, you wouldn't be hard on yourself like you are yourself. But so, sensory grounding, what you're going to do is a couple different things. You can hold something cold, ice pack, get an ice pack, and pay attention to how it feels. I know it's cold, but is it wet? Is it hard? This is going to sound dirty if I go into this too much, but what is it? What does it feel like if you put it on your forehead or your neck? What does it feel like? Pay attention to it. Is it wet? Is there water dripping, condensation coming off of it? Um, just pay attention to the different senses and how it feels against your skin. So really, really get into that sensory moment. And then something else you can do is pay attention to smells. Smells is really hard for me because my olfactory sense is really strong, and I can like walk into the house and be like, oh, it smells awful in here, and my husband and all the kids are like, what are you talking about? It smells normal. And I'm like, the trash needs to go out, it smells like dog, I need to clean all the rugs and all the things, and it drives me crazy. So smell for me is actually a really big thing. So I can go out into the garden, front yard, something like that. And I love when rain is coming because I love the fresh smell of the rain. So if I tune into that sense, it grounds me and it makes me feel a little bit better. It calms me for that moment. Okay. And a couple weeks ago, I shared the 5 4 3 2 1 method. And really, what it is, 5 senses. And so, what are 5 things you hear? What are 4 things you see? What are 3 things that you can touch or feel? So you go like then taste and then smell. So you go through the 5 4 3 2 1 and you actually identify something with each sense. A couple times things, and you just 5 4 3 2 1. By the time you get to one, you're pretty calm. You're in a calm space. You're pretty grounded. So try to use that to calm you a little bit, okay? And then to go into whether or not to pause or power through. Listen to your body. This gets into mindfulness a little bit. I don't really like teaching mindfulness because it's kind of a temporary fix. But listen to your body and honor it, okay? Not to the extent of like, I'm going to lay in bed for 18 hours and then get some food and then go back to bed. Don't do that. But if your body needs a break, give it to it. And don't numb during that break, okay? Try to do something that's really truly restful for your system, that re-energizes you and builds you back up, okay? So listen to your body, listen to what it's telling you? Listen to it. Are you hungry or are you really sleepy? Just pay attention to it, okay? And then, are you foggy? Are you edgy? Do you want to cry at just about everything? Because those are all signs that you're in overwhelm. Okay, there's just too much. There's sensory overload. It's all the things, and you need a break. You need a moment to ground and refresh. Okay, and then I want you to understand and be kind enough to yourself to understand that rest is not quitting. Okay, just resting isn't quitting, it's actually resetting, as long as you're doing rest that re-energizes, not rest that numbs. So like the binging Netflix, scrolling through social media for an hour before you go to bed, those those things don't reset. Especially social media, with the impact it has on people's systems, and it's actually largely negative impact. There's not really much positive mentally from social media. So just give yourself a break, give yourself some grace, be nice to yourself, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping up. We only have about 8 minutes left, and I haven't seen any questions, but that doesn't mean that there aren't any. I usually don't get notifications that people even messaged until after the live, which I don't fully understand about these lives, but whatever, I'm still more than happy to answer. So I do want to talk about just real quick what we went over. Micro stressors, just identifying those little things that are stressing you out, get rid of them. And then 3 ways to protect your nervous system. So we went over the nervous system hygiene, just, oh, I just bit my tongue. Just different kinds of movement, and then sensory grounding. So we went through all of those. And then whether or not to pause or power through. Often a pause is needed. I have a lot of times where I'm getting overwhelmed and frustrated because something, usually like software, isn't working out how I want it to. So I just walk away. Just walk away, go do other things that rejuvenate and make me feel better. And then usually the solution comes to me in a clear mind. So that's what we talked about today. And then I am going to tell you next week, we're going to learn how to tell if your current habits are draining you. So, do you have current habits that are just draining the shit out of you and you don't even realize it? Highly possible you do. I have had and identified several. So, that's what we're going to go over next week. And I do want to give you a quick heads up that Facebook has a new policy where they're removing lives and videos after 30 days. So all of my lives are up on the YouTube channel. So you can go follow on the YouTube channel, get notifications and stuff when the new ones pop up, and join here live. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out. It's been kind of a rough day already. We're in the dance season finale show is this weekend, and so I've been running around all morning getting kids' hair and makeup done and getting them to their rehearsal and moving them around and changing outfits and all the things. So just ran home to barely make it to this on time. So all the things, what I'm going to do, because my nervous system is a little it's a little burnt out right now, what I'm going to do is go breathe and walk away for a little bit, get some lunch and just chill, maybe go sit outside because it's a beautiful day out. Anyways, you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you again next week. Bye.